went to bleeding races, 'twas on the 9th of June, 1862 on a summer's afternoon. I took the bus to Banbury's and she was heavy laden. Away we went along Collingwood Street, that's on the road to bleeding.
Just before I jump into the match preview, just to wish you all a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Thank you very much for all your continued support in 2020 by you guys subscribing, hitting the like button, turning on the notification bell and continuing to interact with me in previews and reviews. It's all much appreciated. This channel wouldn't be where it is without you. So thank you so much and continue to support me as we go into 2021, even when it's been difficult for myself to make videos because there's just been nothing there. In terms of Newcastle United, it's all negative. Because you continue to support me, it's all worthwhile making videos. So this preview is going to be shorter than normal due to the fact it's Christmas. I don't want to keep you any more than 10 minutes. Normally, I like to go into greater detail for both clubs, but I will just get this preview over and done with. So the game is on Boxing Day. We're playing Manchester City in Manchester, and the venue is the Etihad Stadium. Now, we haven't got a good record down at the Etihad. I think the last time we beat them was in the League Cup under Alan Pardew, and we didn't even play our best side. But as a whole, we are not a good side to watch. And Manchester City is a side that have a lot of quality, a side that are well drilled, well organised. But you can't say that about Steve Bruce and his negative dinosaur tactics. And I have to say, Steve Bruce's time is now up. If he proclaims that he loves Newcastle United, it's only right that he resigns. Or if the club have a brain cell, Mike Ashley, Lee Charnley or whoever makes that decision, they should sack Steve Bruce in order to give the fans some hope. We've got no hope now. Since going out to Brentford in the Carabao Cup last night, 1-0, you wonder where the next win's coming from. You really do. With the next three fixtures, Manchester City on Boxing Day, I don't think we'll get anything. We'll get hammered. And then we've got Liverpool at home, we'll get battered 5 or 6, and then Leicester City will be 3 or 4 5. That's what I'm expecting. Our goal difference is going to take a hammering, and then we've got Arsenal in the FA Cup. Sod that, we're not going to win that with Steve Bruce in charge, and then we're not going to beat the likes of Sheffield United coming up because they're looking for points. So you wonder, where is the direction? The players now, in their body language, they don't want to play for Steve Bruce. I'm sick of hearing that, they are playing for Steve Bruce. And I'm sick of the pundits coming out and saying things like, Steve Bruce is doing a good job, this, that and the other. I don't want to hear it anymore. It's all a load of tosh. He's not a good manager. His tactics are totally outdated. And I tell you what it is, right? If we continue with Steve Bruce, which I think we are, against Manchester City, we're going to get absolutely battered 5, 6, 7, 8-0. I can see it. Because all we'll do on Saturday is sit back. It's all too boring and predictable. I mean, you can't even motivate the lads for a quarter-final against second-string Brentford. What does that tell you? Does that not worry you? Because it worries me. That's why I can't even be bothered to make these previews, man, because the club is so negative. There's just nothing there. But in terms of the game, honestly, it'll just be down to quality why Manchester City beat us. It'll be down to the fact that they've got more than us. They've got more about them, and they have. Yes, okay, they haven't had the best start to the season. If you look at the Premier League table, we're currently sat in 12th. On 18 points, and you might think, yeah, we're mid-table, it's going to be fine. But once these 3 fixtures pass, we could be 15th or 16th in the league. We might only have, a 2-3 point gap on the bottom 3? So that's the reality of this league. That's why it's important to make changes, because we haven't changed in terms of manager. Unfortunately, we've got no hope for the rest of the season, and I don't have any hope for us for the rest of the season, because there's just nothing there. Man City, on the other hand, well, if you look at them, they're currently 8th in the Premier League, should be doing better, but they deserve to be there on recent results. But they will turn it around because they've got a good manager and they've got a well-organised side with quality that will do that. They're currently adrift of Liverpool, who are 8 points clear, but that will change. Pep Guardiola will be looking at the Newcastle game on Saturday and be thinking, well, this is a chance to cut the gap on Liverpool. You're a good side, but Newcastle aren't. Newcastle are in a bit of a bad run of form, and we've got the players to unlock the Newcastle defence with the goals that we are conceding. The best player at Newcastle so far this season has been Caldolo. Okay, you could argue Callum Wilson's goals has helped us, but without his goals, we're in the bottom 3. Because apart from that, you look at any other player, who is going to score more than 5 goals? Who's going to score more than 5 goals? Tell us. Because I can't pick out a Newcastle player that's going to score more than 5 goals. We're only hope now is Callum Wilson. If we didn't sign him, we're knackered completely. We just don't have enough quality in this side to take Newcastle forward. And it's not just that, it doesn't help when you've got a spineless owner and a clueless manager who, for me, doesn't even belong in the Premier League. And that's why you can't be up for these games. You try and stay positive, but you simply cannot be. I mean, with the whole injury situation, with players being out as well, we are missing the likes of ASM. Where's he at this moment in time? Why is he just, sitting in France not playing? Has he got COVID or has he just got some sort of illness? If it's COVID, fair enough. It's all down to privacy. But if he's ill, why don't the club just come out and say something? This club has got problems communicating with the fans. We are missing the likes of, Manquillo. We're missing players such as Jamal Lascelles. Where are they? Like, what's going on? Why are the players all of a sudden missing? Why are we missing so many players? Why can't we bring them back? Why is it all of a sudden they'll play one game and then they'll be missing for 3 or 4 games? It makes completely no sense. I understand if they've got COVID, but why can't the club just come out and say something and be more transparent with the fans? We are missing some key players. I get that. But at the same time, Man City, they've got Garcia, but I don't think he really plays much in their side, so not really too much of a miss for them. But if you look at their side in general, they've got some good players that are going to be a threat on the night, such as Raheem Sterling. He'll cut in from that left-hand side. He's got 7 goals this season. He'll literally torture us at the back the way we've been playing. Kevin De Bruyne, not had his best season in a Man City shirt, but he's got a couple of goals. He's always a real threat, from that midfield in terms of set pieces, scoring in and outside the box. He's got a powerful shot. He's good at working, with the players he's got around him, so it'll be difficult. Ferran Torres, who they signed from Valencia, he's got 6 goals. He can play out on the left-hand side or he can play, as a striker. He's been good in both positions. He'll be looking to add more goals to his tally. They've got Mahrez, who can play on that right-hand side, can play up front, can play in the midfield. He's got 5 goals. He'd be looking to be a threat. Jesus, he's got 4 goals as well. And then you've got Foden, who's got 5 goals. The young academy prospect who's come through and done well at Manchester City and been in the first-team picture for the last 2-3 years. And it'll only get better for him. And he'd be looking to add to his quality. But you look at us at this moment in time, we're going to struggle against this lot. The way we're organised by Steve Bruce. I mean, our only saving grace on Saturday is if the likes of Callum Wilson, Almiron, Fraser, Shelvey and Joe Linton turn up, because if none of them turn up, then for me it's going to be a long, long evening. And we rely so much on those players, because if they don't turn up, the whole team don't turn up. And I'm not expecting anything on Saturday. In terms of formations, well, Manchester City like to go with a 4-2-3-1. I wish Steve Bruce would go back to that formation because it suits us. And they've got the players to play that. The 4 at the back, the 2 sitting deep. And then you've got your 3 in midfield and your 1 up front. They've got players that can counter-attack, that can score goals. Whereas for Newcastle, we play 4-4-2. But you wonder to yourself, is it 4-4-2 that we should be playing? Or should it be 4-2-3-1? Right now, we haven't got the players to play 4-2-3-1. But I'm sure you could try and patch up a few players and get them in that formation. He's going to go 4-4-2. But for me, it's confusing because he's playing Almiron and Wilson is sort of 2 up front, whereas Almiron should be in a number 10. He's got Jeff Hendrick playing out wide. It just doesn't suit him. I mean, he's not a good player anyway, but you play him as sort of a cam where Almiron is, or somewhere in the midfield. You can just tell this manager's clueless, and why I'm not so confident for the game on Saturday. Man City, for me, I wouldn't be surprised if they win all of their games until the rest of the season. I really wouldn't be surprised, and I wouldn't be surprised if the beat were by a heavy scoreline. It's going to be something like that. I'm not looking forward to these next 3 games. I'm trying to stay positive, but I simply cannot stay positive with what's going on. And honestly, I think Steve Bruce will get outdone again. And it just, also for me, it just adds to the cracks that are already appearing at this football club. And we all know that Steve Bruce shouldn't be here. We know that he shouldn't be the manager. I don't care if Steve Bruce has done this or done that. If you're backing up Steve Bruce, as said before, you're getting paid by the club. Because for me, if you watch Newcastle every single week, it's getting worse. And we're going to get exactly what we deserve on Saturday evening. I wish I could be positive, but I really cannot be. And I can only see Steve Bruce on Saturday is seeing the lads set up as 5 at the back. If we concede the first goal, maybe in the first 5 minutes, it's going to be a long night. If we concede in the first 5 minutes, game's done. And with playing 5 at the back, we concede loads of goals anyway. When you play 5 at the back, you're only meant to concede so many. You're meant to be ruthless. You're meant to be organised. We are none of that. That's the problem. Even this 4-4-2, you just wonder, is it 4-4-2 or a fake 5 at the back? I think it's got to be a fake 5 at the back, in my opinion. But it doesn't matter which way we go about this game. I just think we're going to get battered anyway. And we know exactly what's coming. There's no way that we're going to get anything in this match. We can't, not the way we're playing. And going out to Brentford in the Cup, honestly, the players, they just don't know where to stand, really. And a lot of them, will not come out and say it, but they don't want to play for Steve Bruce anymore. We need a fresh voice that's going to, get the best out of what we've got. We have got some decent players. We've got a handful of good players that can really kick on, but they're just stagnating because of Steve Bruce. Yes, it's easy just to blame Steve Bruce. We know the bigger problem is Mike Ashley. We get that. But on the pitch, you want to see good football. You want to see football that you can actually enjoy. And then the rest of it takes care of itself in terms of where we go on the table. But when you see the same old boring, predictable football, then what's that to look forward to? Do you know what I mean? I just think with us not being able to put 2 passes together, we can't even pass a ball straight, man. We can't even do the basics. We're just passing back to the defence, passing back to the keeper. That's all I can see against Manchester City. And just before I actually leave the match preview, I haven't actually mentioned my starting 11. It will be Carl Darlow, Jamal Lewis, Emil Kraft, Fernandez and Kieran Clark, Isaac Hayden, Shelvey, Almiron, Ritchie, Joe Linton and Callum Wilson. I will play a 4-2-3-1, but we'll wait and see in Steve Bruce's press conference in the next day. So thank you so much for watching. Make sure you stay safe, keep well over this difficult time, and I'll see you all later. Take care.